By the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step guide and checklist to onboard new members to a Scrum team as a Scrum Master. First, let's talk about why the onboarding process for new members is such a crucial step. Any new member that joins the team needs to feel welcome and understand how the team works, the team dynamics, and the processes that guides the team. As a Scrum Master, you need to prepare for that. You need to prepare for that prior to the onboarding itself. By the end of this video, you have a document, a step-by-step document that you can just share with a newcomer to take them through the whole onboarding process. The general mindset of the onboarding should be to attach them to a team, insert them in the team dynamics as fast as possible, but without disrupting the current flow process of a team. The first few days of onboarding, very important. If a newcomer gets a positive experience in their very first few days joining the team, there's a high chance that they will be able to fit well and contribute effectively to the team in the long run. Before going into the step-by-step guide on how to onboard effectively, let's quickly talk about the hiring process. I see many companies getting that wrong. Remember, a Scrum team, self-sufficient, self-organized, self-managed, cross-functional. They decide, they have decision-making power. You shouldn't be forcing the hiring process upon them. They should have their say when hiring new people to join the team. I see so many companies getting that wrong. Hiring people in the background and then forcing these people in the Scrum team. That's not being self-managed. That's not being self-organized. No, let the team be part of this hiring process. The very first thing you need to do as a Scrum Master on day one of a newcomer is to schedule a one-to-one call with this person. Get to know the person. Keep it casual. Your goal here is to build trust as early as possible because that's a long-term plan. The more trust you gain with this person, the more this person trusts you, the more you can help them in the future. So build trust. Keep that casual. Talk about your hobbies. Let them talk, really, let them talk, let them be comfortable with you. And then you can sort of talk a little bit high level about your role, your responsibilities, what they should expect from you, how you will interact with them. A second important question that you need to ask the person is the experience with a Scrum framework. I see so many Scrum Masters getting that wrong, assuming that the person knows Scrum. No, ask them. Don't make assumptions. Even if they tell you that they know Scrum, try to get the level of knowledge and experience with Scrum. Ask them. Don't be afraid of asking them. There's nothing wrong with them telling you that they don't know the Scrum framework. It's better that they tell you now so that you can guide them or support them in a way so that they can understand and apply the Scrum values. Many people tell you that they know Scrum, but they just read one article on the Scrum framework. That's not knowing Scrum. So really, really ask them and use this information to build a teaching plan or training plan on the Scrum framework. Next is to talk about the team, the actual process that the team uses. How do they work together? What do they value? What's the working agreement? When are the Scrum events held? Which day? Which time? All this information should be in a document somewhere that you can simply share with a person so that they can check the document anytime. They will check that very often when first joining the team. Then introduce the product owner to the newcomer. Let the product owner talk about the vision, what we are trying to accomplish, the roadmap, the features that will be coming soon. This is where the person needs to get motivated and really feel that they are working on something important, that they have decision-making power. They can decide. It's not the product owner deciding for them. Next is the fun part, introducing this new member to the whole team. Yeah, that's the fun part. Let's assume here that this new member is a developer. So we'll spend a lot of time with other developers in the team for first contact. Very important. So schedule a session with a team and this new person. And the goal of a session is to talk about our processes, how we work together, and maybe some technical stuff. But also make the newcomer feel welcomed. Make them feel that everyone in the team wants them to be in this team. Keep it casual. Start the meeting by saying, "Hi everyone, we have a newcomer. Her name is Stacy, and Stacy would like to get to know us better. Can we quickly talk about ourselves?" And everyone will share, will joke, and then we can talk about our processes and technical stuff. And technical stuff as a Scrum Master, you can just leave this part. Just ensure that in this meeting, the team picks someone to pair with Stacy. Pairing simply means that two people will be working on a single task synchronously. As from now on, Stacy and an experienced member of the team, Stacy, will learn a lot. Formal things, informal things, and she will quickly build up her skills and knowledge in the team. This should last for a few days, even a few weeks, and for a few weeks, these two people, Stacy and the experienced member of the team, will be buddies. And after a few days, the buddy can start assigning tasks, user stories, small tasks, small user stories, easy stuff to do that will build up the confidence of this newcomer and take them through the whole process, like development, unit testing, QA, the whole thing until the release. As a Scrum Master, also ensure that the newcomer has access to all the tools required for them to work on these user stories, and also start inviting them to the daily Scrum and all the other Scrum events, explaining them. If they don't know Scrum, please explain to them what's their role in these events. And that's the end of week 1. At the start of week 2, first thing, one-to-one session again with a new team member, but now it's their turn to talk. They are already integrated in the team now. The goal of a session is to ask them, how did the week go? And just let them talk for 1 hour. Things that went well, things that they didn't like, things that they feel can be improved. If they need guidance, we need teaching on anything. Talk about the processes, individual people, how they are communicating with other team members, their general feeling, what they are thinking, anything. And at the end of a session, you should build a plan together with them so that they can improve their knowledge, their skills, their experience, anything. And you should have these sessions frequently for the very first few weeks or sprints, at least every first day of the week. Have a session with a newcomer to talk about what happened in the previous week. Very important that you interact with them as a Scrum Master for the very first few weeks. Another thing that you need to ensure, especially when working online, is that the newcomer can easily talk with other team members. Let the team decide on a sort of signal to show that they are available and we can talk to them. When they are coding, they can set their status on your messaging app that you use to do not disturb. If a status is available, it means that they are open to receiving messages, they are open to receiving calls. That's very important, especially for a newcomer, because the newcomer might feel that they don't want to disturb other people in the team. And that's it. If you did all these things right, the newcomer should feel welcomed in the team. Agile is not only about processes. Agile is not only about a product, but also about a single team, a single unit working together to reach a goal. That's what Agile is all about. Which brings me to my next point. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.